I'm going to attempt to do one after Mr. Seagull would. So here we go. Now we can dry it off now. I'll just get rid of these marks. Okay. I shall pick up a nice brush. This is about a size 6. A size 8. Now we'll look for one, a brush which has a decent head point on it. Not it'll be perfect, but not a long bristle brush, but a nice head. Similar to this one, this is a size 8 Pro Art. Will be fine, so we'll just try this one now. First of all, I'm going to introduce some of the distant hills or cottage roofs. So I'll introduce a bit of a distant cottage roof. I don't overdo it, just a little bit of reddish. Say. Now we'll introduce some sienna, a bit of lemon, a bit of paints, into burnt umber. Now I just want to put the trees here. These. precise tonal values. Just here. as I repeat, because the camera's gone off part way through it. See, what I've done here, I've just lightened it up a little bit there, which was darker, so that I might get a shadow from there, because the light's coming over from this side. And maybe we'd have a bit of shadow over there, but it's this distant colour here. But this, I've got this lighter, on the trees lighter, to throw it back and make it like that, and that the same. And then this here I will add dark all over, which I've just taken some water and brush and done that, just washed it off, and then damped it off with a piece of towel. Now you see, also say just here where this side, this is catching the light there, that side of the tree, because of coming across, I can just touch that as well and get that bit of light there, see. But it's not so much about the drawing part in this painting after Mr. Seagull, it's the tonal value. See how light this is and that, and this is darker, darker, light, light, lighter still farther away, the distant, the lighter, 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 coming towards you. Bit of a cloud shadow across here, you see. Could have been more on a brownie cast. And this is a bit on here on the roadway, which is light, because of the lights coming down hitting it. We could have perhaps a little bit of a shade across there, which for precision, like, if we want to have a bit of precision in it. If we wanted a bit to perfect this. But it's a difficult one to tackle. There's no just letting yourself go and paint down there. You're thinking about that distance, bringing this to the front, bringing that to the front, and pushing them back. Now, a little bit of dark here, because you've got the dark here, so you can manage another bit of dark into here. This a bit shadowy here could be a bit darker, and that would be better still, because your tonal values, although light sitting directly on top of all your roadway and your fields, making them very, very light, which we don't appreciate at times, it still could be a bit darker, because immediately a cloud shadow goes over that field. Although the light's coming up, the clouds are underneath the light of the sun hitting them, and the cloud can be very dark, this shadow. Now that side of that tree, which I've just wet and made a bit lighter, but of course in here you'd have light patches which you could just touch. Like, if you was going to go to extremes, you'd have light patches of light hitting. We all see these when we're out in the field, don't we? A bit, and also dark underneath these patches. And I think that's all I can describe as far as this painting. I've brought this blue up the top and decided to... Now, what I did here, this here, believe it or not, is a little bit of raw sienna when I'm pouring that blue in there, which is probably a bit of ultramarine and a bit of paints with it. And then here, putting from here, starting wet it out underneath it, and then wet and start bringing in your raw sienna for this part. Then you can touch with your blue here, very lightly, bit of blue there. Bring it all in light with this road very light here, which of course is a bit under here. I'll lift it up a bit. I think I've described everything, how we get that light, this one light, this light, them light. But can you see, looking at it, you see the darkness on this side going from the lightness on that side. I may be a fool and I may be wrong, but I mean, I don't like saying, like, talking to people, because I don't think this painting I'm doing is interested in the newcomers. They don't seem to want this kind of painting at all. They just want very, very simple stuff. And if I'm mostly who'll be watching me, will be probably artists. And artists don't like watching other artists anyway. They don't watch them. Although I watch all the other artists, I love them all, but they don't seem to want to watch, share any information about things, what they think with other artists. I don't know. I don't know what it is. But maybe you don't understand what I'm talking about. I may not, or I may be an idiot. I never try and push any of my ideas away working or say an art teacher or anything like that, like these young ones do, who've been painting for 5 minutes. I don't say that. I just paint, and I'm not an artist. It's just me who always thinks things about painting and does it. Now, I've done a few like that, this type of a thing, with different, more light and dark in places. I don't want to show you too many of them. Huh? Oh no, never mind, we'll not bother. You can see, like Sago also made very dark trees. Trees that were almost black, with the sun's at back. And so did Constable, didn't he? These were all black nearly. But he brought that light to dark, dark to light, right, coming forward and back, push back. From an idiot, bye-bye, see you next time. Ladies and gentlemen, just to say that this is the lighting I have over the painting, from on the right hand side leaning over. It's just a 450 or 500 or 500. You can buy anyone, and they're not expensive. And I have it on the right hand side leaning over with the parallel to the right to left. Now this is just an ordinary piece of plastic bag with just tape around the edges once I cut, or an ordinary bag, a white bag. It works perfectly, absolutely perfectly, and with no problems whatsoever. So you don't need to go too expensive buying anything really. One of those dampening down lighting. This will do perfect. Okay, thanks for looking in.